think they seat everybody back here in this corner. I'm gonna go back to the question on the 10-city survey. I didn't quite get your response. Brea currently uses a 10-city survey that includes cities 7, 8, 9, 10 times the size of Brea to establish their executive and some other departments level of employees, their salaries. This is what they use. Do you feel this is proper, or do you feel that Brea should use 10 cities who are of comparable size to Brea?
Well, I think we should use as many cities as possible that are of comparable size. And if they're not of comparable size, perhaps perhaps there's information there we can use, but I think it's inappropriate to compare our city and the responsibilities that our city executives have to a city that might have 60 square miles to manage and $100 million budget and different department staffs, and quite frankly, probably a different community that has different goals than what Brea has. So it should be restricted to those cities that are most like Brea, most comparable in size and geography. And then, even then, only as a starting point, because it's not really enough data point to just rely solely on that. Because we have different needs as a community from whatever communities we might be comparing ourselves to. Does that answer your question? That no, cities that are not our size shouldn't be in the comparison. And we should try to get as many cities that are of our size in that comparison. And then it should be a starting point, and we should go from there.
Actually, those got several, so I want to hold off on you. Paul.
Getting back to staff. Firefighters don't get bonuses for putting out fires. Police officers don't get bonuses for writing tickets. And city workers don't get bonuses for filling potholes. With that said, knowing you were hired to do a specific job, do a specific task, to accomplish specific things as a city manager, city manager head department, do you think it's even appropriate for any of them to get any type of bonus, considering that's their job? Not. And now my question is, should any city staff get a bonus for doing their job?
Well, I don't think. I think if you hire right, you're expecting a certain level of performance. I don't think there's anything wrong in a city situation. You're going to have annual reviews. I know in business, you may have annual reviews, you may have other sales incentive programs, you may have other little projects that go on. I don't think that's going to exist in city government. Probably doesn't have a place to exist there. But certainly there's the annual review. And I think you take that as your bonus. You do your job right, and you have an annual review, and you make your case that hey, you went above and beyond what was expected. That's when you get more money. That's when the rest of us get more money. You would go above and beyond what was expected. If you're getting paid more than what's expected, then you're already getting your bonus built in. And if you're not, if you feel slighted, then employees are going to do the same thing that employers do. They're going to, and they should, compare themselves to other comparable positions. And in the free market system, there's other places they can go. If they feel mistreated, then they'll go somewhere else. If we have a high turnover rate, that would be a sign that, well, maybe we're not doing something right. If we don't have a high turnover rate. Like I said, no one has ever been terminated for a performance issue. I would find, if you looked at a $52 million company, you'd find that strange. where we're really working.
In recent years, the city's held a couple community workshops claiming to want resident input. The most recent one was in June with the fire delivery services workshop. Did you happen to attend that workshop?
No, I did not attend the workshop.
Okay, then you wouldn't know whether the report that the city came up with after that workshop reflected. Okay.
Do we need to wrap it up?
Yeah.
Maybe one
Let's
more.
do two more questions. Let's get Keith and then come back to Mel. I know Mel's got more. I'm sorry, Mel, I know you've got.
Yeah, take Milt right after mine,
Yeah.
because this might run a little longer. No offense. The LA Times just released salaries for Los Angeles. They had 5 people in the $400,000 bracket, 2 of which were medical doctors, which I find no problem with. The bulk of the other employees were in the $300,000 range, or a lot of them were. Our city manager at the last council meeting said Brea doesn't have any $300,000 salaried employees. You'll be challenged on that at the next meeting. Do you feel that a community of 40,000 people should be paying its principal executives at the same level as Los Angeles County that has, what you could say, LA City has 3.5 million people, LA County 11 million? What are your thoughts on that?
No, I don't really think that's comparable. And I think that one thing that might happen when there's a, when you get comfortable with just executive staff, and when people stay in a top position for such a long period of time, that I think it's easy to get into this predicament. Because you don't have a lot of experience in exploring who out there is interested in doing the same job for what we're offering in compensation. I don't know. I know Tim McDonald has been with the the city for a long time, assistant city manager and then city manager. A top position like that for the type of pay, many top executive compensation experts, I think, often recommend that the top position in a large, comparable company of that size turn over on a regular basis, not only to get new insight and new input, but also to get examination on performance versus pay. Who's out there willing to do that job for more or for less? If you can't find anybody to do a job for the same pay, well, then you could say, well, maybe we've had a bargain for all that time. If there's 10 people lining up at the door, for 75% of that pay, then you say, well, maybe we've been overpaying. But if you don't examine it on a more regular basis, then you will never know.
Amen.
I would do it for 75% of the pay. Just, go on record.
I do it for 50.
Yeah, exactly.
Get 100 people lining up at the door.
Yeah.
I just broke the stem of our pen.
Bill, why don't you go ahead and.
Yeah, let's just do the top 3.
All the other candidates.
Are you and Milt, I'm gonna meet next Monday night?
Yes.
Very nice to meet you, and enjoy your emails.
Mill, because I was quite long-winded, I think everybody can agree with that.
Or maybe me, just maybe.
Well, I think I elaborated a lot of questions. Can you help maybe identify the top 3 questions that you want answered, and then we'll kind of take that and kind of go down and see where everyone's at as far as staying here.
And some of them can be answered on Monday.
Yeah, well, right, and Monday, and I could also blog over the weekend My website's on that thing, Havard for Brea, there's a blog. There's a blog that's it, and I can send to you also, and I can, whatever we don't get to, I can blog on other responses.
Well, let me ask you this. As Mel said, these are the questions that he's asked every candidate. And some of them, no, correct me if I'm wrong, what you're basically looking for is a yes or no. You don't want a dissertation on the
Yes.
reason why the sun rises. You want to know if it's a yes or a no.
That's up to the candidate how he wants to answer.
That's
Okay.
what Milt said.
Some
But
of it
you-
could be a simple yes or no, but it's up to the candidate. He wants to expand on it, that's okay. But I don't have one of them sheets, so I can say, pick this one. But one is the staffing of Station 4.
There we go.
You know, where they want to put Orange County Fire Authority #3 was one of the options on the table when they first talked about this. At the last minute, city manager put a proposal to this council at the study session that flipped the coin on everybody.
180 degrees, yeah.
But the question I have is, do you agree with the staffing, the way they set it up for Station 4? Or are you familiar with the staffing of Station 4? Presently, what they're doing is
It's one person far below the, at minimum, 2 in, 2 out policy, where they have direct voice contact with 2 additional firefighters.
Great.
It would seem to be an important fire line, station #4, considering its location. I think it's understaffed.